Carlos Perote is, perhaps, one of the most knowledgeable musicians in Belize. He left Cuba in 1999 during a cultural exchange program to work as an advisor to the Belize Arts Council, now the Institute of Creative Arts. He was tasked with developing its music program. It was during that period that Perote met his wife.
I born in 1970, November the 5th. My family, really nobody's a musician in my family. I also have an uncle that I like play guitar. So I sometimes skip from the school. I go to my uncle's house. I see other man do things. So I get interested in that. And when I get here, my mom put me in the school, music school.
Following the exchange program, he would return to his homeland, but soon after decided to return to Belize to marry his girlfriend.
I am a very root man. I like root. And when I come here, remember the first time I go to the Belize, the old Belize, the best Belize, what we don't have. Now, forget. I love that Belize. I see a Mr. Peters. Man, that blow me my mind. Why? Because he a root man. He sing otaki, but that root inside of it, that I say, man, I can make something here nice. And after that, I see the steel band. And that is the next thing that I...
Equipped with a master's degree in music and a specialization in percussion instruments, Perote is currently a full-time music instructor. His contributions to the development of music in Belize over the last 22 years are too vast to mention. Perote is infusing his Cuban culture into local music with the creation of a genre called cugas. It's a blend of Cuban, Garifuna, and jazz music.
It's no matter who you are and where you are. So you have African descending, we are connect. And Cuba have African and Belize too. So right there is the similar stuff. Some of the rhythm are very kind of similar. Only thing in Cuba a little bit more syncopated and I will say difficult. But it's the same African rhythm, African root, African aspect of the music.
And the richness of the Cuban culture comes from more than just its music. As salsa rhythms creates joy in the atmosphere, traditional Cuban food creates a party of flavors on the taste buds. I was able to try something similar to a Belizean favorite at a recent Cuban Cultural Day event at the Belize City House of Culture.
We serve a traditional Cuban food. We serve lechon. We call lechon. It's a pork, roasted pork. And we serve rice and bean that we call congri in Cuba. It's congri, it's black bean and white rice. So we mix. Have a special ingredient there that we're not going to tell you, of course, right? And also we serve cassava. The cassava have a gravy that we make with onion, garlic, and it's a little bit sour. You taste it, right? It's with lime.
There is also the mojito. Some historians trace its origin back to Havana, Cuba. People there were known to consume a mojito a day to prevent illness.
You make with rum, gold rum, sugar, lime, and mint leaf. And then you mash and then put soda water, ice, and enjoy it.
And it's delicious and it gets the party going because when you drink mojitos, you want to dance the Cuban dance, right?
You drink and you think that you're drinking like a lemonade, but you don't have no flavor as alcohol. That's the secret of that drink, you know?
From music to food and visual arts, Cuban culture intersects Belizean culture in many ways. This art exhibit inside the Belizean House of Culture has on display visual art pieces from renowned Cuban artists. Each piece tells a tale about the history of the Cuban people, much like what Belizeans see from the works of its own visual artists.
We wanted to do an exhibition that highlighted Cuba's culture, and we also wanted to give a glimpse between the relationship between Cuba and Belize. A lot of the doctors that we know, they go and venture off to Cuba to study medicine, they come back here, but in addition to that, a lot of Cuban doctors also come over and assist us, especially during the COVID pandemic. So we definitely needed to highlight that contribution that they made.
So tonight we celebrate Cuba, we celebrate the strong friendship between Belize and Cuba, and we celebrate the revolutionary spirit and the resilience and courage of the Cuban people. Que viva Cuba!
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.